Hello, welcome back to Truthseekerstea. My name is Kate and I want to thank you for being here for today's pick a card reading. We're going to be looking at how your person views you. So we are going to be starting off with an energy check-in where we're going to be looking at who this person is. And hopefully that will help you guys figure out whether or not A, it's the person that you were thinking of originally, or B, it could be someone else coming through that's still interesting for you. Or if you don't feel like it's your pile, I definitely recommend checking out the first portion of another pile just to see if one resonates for you. And having said that, there could be multiple piles that you feel drawn to, meaning there could be different people, or it could just be that there's overlapping messages. So try to keep an open mind, and of course, as always, don't force anything to fit that doesn't, and try to discern that as you're listening. So for pile number 1, we have the Tarot of the Wild Unknown with this angel aura point. For pile number 2, we have the Light Seers Tarot with a clear quartz, a raw crystal point. And for pile number 3, we have the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot with the rose quartz point. So go ahead and take whatever time you need to tune into the pile you're feeling drawn to. I will have the timestamps linked down below in the description box, along with any information about the decks and along with the extended readings if you guys are really feeling like your pile's resonating and you want to hear more. So I can't remember if I even went into the extended reading, but there is going to be an extended reading where we're going to be looking into your person's desires and motivations towards you and in general, just to understand them better, what they want from the connection, like what's their purpose almost. And then we're going to be looking at what next energy they're going to be in. And then we'll be getting guidance from your spirit team about this relationship and what they most want you to hear and how to move forward, essentially. So if you guys want to hear that also about your person, I will have that link down below. So I appreciate all of your guys' support on that. I really hope that this video finds you in a time where you're needing this clarity, and I really hope that this helps you guys find that. So I will see you at your pile. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose the Angel Aura Crystal Point with the Wild Unknown Tarot, then this is going to be your reading where we're looking at how the person you have on your mind or someone who is relevant to you is currently viewing you. So we are going to start off with a fairly in-depth energy check-in to see who this person is, so you can figure out whether or not this is the person you were thinking of, whether or not it's your pile, or whether or not it is another person that you would also be interested in hearing about. So your main role would be just intuitively tapping in to see if this is someone you know, especially if it's the person you were aiming to think of, or if it's someone you, or that if it's a pile that isn't resonating, definitely don't try to make it fit. You can always try out the energy check-in from another pile. So I am going to be looking at how you view this person who we're going to be looking at. I just pulled some oracle cards to start getting a background energy going for this person. So we have Grand Trine Blessings. So this is the person that we are going to be looking at how they view you, but this for right now is how you view them. So we also have Uranus Genius. We have the Great Serpent Ouroboros. We have the Hero, Passion for a Journey of Personal Empowerment, and in Shadow it's Escapism, a False Sense of Heroism. We have Volcano in the reverse position. That one just popped out, so I ended up just taking it, like accidentally fell out of the deck. We have the Golden Egg. We have a man holding a coin in the reverse position. We have Between Worlds, and then Mutable here as well. So the energy I'm getting here, it feels like this is someone who may have been, with the Blessings card, they may have been blessed at an early age. So I'm getting this energy of this person maybe having some kind of a privilege. So this could be coming from money, or it could be that they were given certain opportunities. But I am getting an energy of someone who has had a fairly easy ride to success in their life. And it feels like this may have given this person this sense of confidence in themselves that almost comes from a place that's a little bit misguided, because it's like they kind of just look at their accomplishments, or they see how they succeed and they kind of assume that it's like all inherent. But I feel like there actually has been a lot of outside influences that have led to this person's success. And so I feel like although this person is successful, or they have some level of confidence to them, it almost feels like that's came without a certain level of challenges. And so it feels like now there's this energy around this person where it's almost like they may feel a pressure to be successful or perfect. It's like there's kind of this internal pressure that they have. And it feels like because of the way that they've been reinforced, or their experiences in their life, it's almost like they haven't had as much experience with the understanding that certain negative experiences, or certain setbacks, or challenges, or hardships can actually be the very thing that we use to alchemize into something much greater. And so it almost feels like there's somewhat of a suppression. This person suppresses a lot of their emotions that maybe they may be deemed to be weak or unacceptable. And it feels like they may have a hard time flowing or allowing for change and transition, and seeing the fact that that is actually a part of the journey. Because I feel like with the hero here, I'm seeing like the journey. It's a passion for a journey of personal empowerment, which is usually the person who has a passion for the journey is someone who understands that the journey is full of changes and transitions, and it doesn't always look the same. And it's full of meltdowns and redirections and things like that. And it just almost feels like with the volcano in reverse, it feels like there's something shifting within this person that they aren't really comfortable with. And it feels like they kind of suppress wanting to admit that things are changing, or it's like they have a hard time accepting that sometimes you have to be patient with the process, or sometimes we're not in the best position for a moment, but that doesn't define us. And that doesn't mean that we're now labeled by failure or something like that. So what I'm seeing about this person, you may view them as someone who is successful, has a lot of confidence, but it's almost like a false sense of heroism is what I'm getting with this person. A sense that when things get really real for them, there is a lot of fear and a lot of weakness that they feel. And this may be something that causes them to withdraw from people, or they may even feel like they have to create this like outer sense of ego that's invincible or really strong. Yeah, but I would say that overall it maybe feels like what I want to say about this person is you may view them as someone who, because of their position in life, have been able to have a certain level of results, but maybe right now the external environment around this person may be shifting, and it's almost like they're having a hard time with that. And so it's almost like this person maybe doesn't really fully understand how important the innate part of ourselves it impacts our outer experience, because I feel like a lot of this person's innate experience came from their outer experience lining up for them. And so it's almost like, yeah, that's just kind of what I'm seeing. So I want to get more into it. I'm just seeing that this is the foundation of it. With the golden egg, this card talks about the heart chakra. And for me, it's bringing a tone of realness to the reading, where it's like there's something artificial sometimes about them. And I don't think that you negatively view them in that way. It's just maybe that there's something out of touch about them. And it's almost like when things really test them, you can kind of see the rigidity becoming weak. And so I'm almost getting like some sort of a structure where if it isn't able to be flexible or it can't bend at all, then it actually is more likely to break than something that maybe is less like strong, but it can bend. So there's a feeling here about that. But I want to get more into the tarot and see more specifically how you view this person. How will pile number one know who this person is? This could be subjective to them or how they view the person. So I'm actually going to take reversals. I wasn't going to, but then I decided I want to. So 1 second, I just want to shuffle. And for some of you, I want to say that it's like this person, I'm almost reading into their shadow or what's challenging about their energy right now. And I feel like for some of these people, maybe what they're going through right now is actually setting the stage for them to grow a lot as a person. And they may be going through certain tests or changes in their life where they're kind of being forced to face maybe a certain sense of, I want to say false confidence or false strength. It's like when we think we're stronger than we are, and then we're kind of shown that we actually had more weakness than we'd like to admit. And so I feel like this person, for a lot of them right now, they may be going through a time period where they're kind of having to face this. And maybe what they've buried down is maybe coming out through some circumstances in their life right now. So for some of you, you may know this person through, you may have always known them as a certain like solid leader, or a certain person who's successful or something like that. But there's certain changes going on in their life that's causing them to get more real with themselves and more real about their challenges or their blockages. So I'm seeing that. Because I don't want to make it all negative. It's not necessarily negative. It's just like this person's really being put through some kind of a test is how I feel. And you may know about this, or you may know that their circumstances have changed, or you may kind of be wondering how they're going to handle it, or like if they're going to come out transformed, if they're going to change through these experiences. There's an air of that. All right. So how is pile number one viewing this person, and how will they know who this is? We have the 10 of Wands in reverse. With the Son of Swords in reverse. Yeah, it's like this person, Daughter of Pentacles also in reverse. I'm seeing here, it's like you may view this person as someone who has false confidence, and it's like they've led themselves into an energy where like I'm seeing a card where it's like only humility will get you out of this. And so this person maybe has reached their breaking point, or it may be that where they used to be super self-assured or very confident about something, it's almost like they're having to look at their own philosophy, look at their own words that they've spoken, and kind of realize where maybe they were wrong. And I feel like they're kind of being checked or something by the universe. So we have the Daughter of Pentacles here in reverse, which is the Page of Pentacles in the reverse position. We have the 7 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, it's like this person is coming into this energy of feeling weakness, because the 7 of Pentacles or the 7 of Wands is this energy of perseverance. Oh, this is the 6 of Wands, sorry. Which is similar anyways though. So I always see this with this deck, because for me, like I think I read it upside down, but it's the 6 of Wands. So this person's ego has been hit essentially. So this person's been overwhelmed or forced into some kind of a change or some kind of situation where they just can't go on anymore. And with the 6 of Wands, it's like this person may be like embarrassed right now, or it's like there's some loss. It even talks about defeat. So there's some kind of defeat that is going on with this person. And what I was going to say about the 7 of Wands is that the 7 of Wands comes after the 6 of Wands. And so the 7 of Wands is this energy where you're on the defense and you're defending your position. And I feel like this person's always kind of been confident in that position, or has always been confident in protecting their kind of victory. But it feels like right now they're finally kind of getting a taste of something that they maybe only projected onto others as going through, or it's kind of like they're getting a taste of something that they felt invincible to, but it's like they're realizing that they aren't. And the Son of Swords, it's like I would get a Son of Swords energy, which is the Knight of Swords, which is like being very self-assured and almost forceful in your points, and almost just like super confident in taking action. I feel like right now you're viewing this person as someone who's kind of been pushed back a few feet, or it's like they've kind of been leveled down in some way. And they may even be realizing now that like you may be even viewing this person as someone who had more confidence than they should have in something, or they overestimated their own confidence. So you view this person as someone who maybe tends to be overconfident and maybe unrealistic, and then is shown by their circumstances that, you know, in order to make it in this world or be successful, it's like the only thing that's important isn't what this person thought. It's like there's other traits that can't be given to you. You can't, there's certain things like inner strength, like resiliency, like adaptability, like flexibility, all these different things that are valuable in a person that you can't necessarily be just given that because it's an internal trait. How else is pile number one viewing this person? We have the Four of Cups in reverse. So yeah, they may be withdrawn right now. We have the six. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm getting confused by this deck because we literally have the six, and one of these is the Six of Wands and one of these is the Six of Swords. So and then we have the Nine of Cups back of the deck. So I'm just going to read it knowing that one of these guys is the Six of Wands, one of these is the Six of Swords. So the way you'd be viewing this person is someone who's kind of being forced to move on from some kind of a mentality that has gotten them into trouble or has gotten them into an energy where they aren't able to kind of just find luck in their way out of it. Yeah, there's a sense of this person having had overconfidence in something, and this person may be feeling like they always can get whatever they want, or they may even, there's a slight air of entitlement, and I want to say that lightly because it does feel like this person could have great attributes, and all of us do, we have good and bad, and I'm saying that this person, they'd be like a product of their environment in the sense that it feels like that. It feels like something was instilled into them, like some kind of mentality, and it's like they're in this emotionally unsatisfied energy now, and it's like they're having a hard time moving on from some kind of a ending, or it's not even an ending, but it's like a collapse. It's like this person wanted to keep going in some capacity, but was stopped. It was like they were too confident, or they took on too much, and it's just kind of showing now. And so I feel like you're seeing that this person overestimated something, and you're seeing that this person's having to realize that it isn't so easy to just get what you want as maybe they kind of projected it out to be. And so it's almost like this person now is having to learn this lesson around picking up their own boots, or like picking up their own feet and making the best out of a situation. And it's like they're kind of realizing that that's like what they're being forced into do. It feels like this person's being forced into humbling themselves and giving more credit to a mentality that they didn't deem as that important for success or that important for confidence or something. Yeah. All right, I'm going to clarify a couple though. Yeah, and it's like the Six of Pentacles underneath. It's like I feel like this person was given a lot or something. And it's like it's almost like what happens when this person isn't, or what happens when that can't help. What do I want to clarify? Let's clarify. Why is the Four of Cups here? We have the Hierophant. Yeah, there's something here where it's like, again, it's about their belief system, and it's about tradition or some kind of traditional values that this person was born into. And it's like they're having to ask themselves if that's really bringing them what they want, or whether or not they need to learn something. Like, do they need to change and grow? There's this energy here of a denial that they're in need of change and growth and adaptation, especially with Uranus here as well. It's like this person's almost realizing that they need to change. They need to be more flexible. They need to shift in order to find success here. And in order to do that, they have to admit that there's flaws in the current foundation, or flaws in what they thought maybe wasn't flawed, is what I'm seeing. Can we clarify the Six of Wands here? Yeah, Three of Cups in reverse and then Nine of Swords. Yeah, and it's like this person is very anxious about what people are thinking about them. Or it could even be that, I don't know, it's like they may have relied a lot on a certain community or something, and it could be that that is no longer interested in them. It could be that they're being rejected in some capacity, and now they're realizing how much of their success maybe relied on their reputation, something like that. There's something that this person was relying on. It feels like there's community involved here. Feels like there's tradition involved. So this could have to do with like family units or maybe workplaces, or it could just be this person's own belief system, or like let's say they grew up with a certain group of friends or something like that, and it's like they all had this one mentality, and it's like they're realizing that they need to move on from that. They're realizing that the place that they've been in isn't really the best place to be, and it's like they're finally just realizing this or something. Why is the Daughter of Pentacles here? Ace of Cups in reverse, and why is the Knight of Swords in reverse? Yeah, the Two of Wands. It's like this person isn't so confident on how to move forward anymore. So yeah, I guess this ended up being really long. I'll try to shorten it for the other piles. I guess I just got a little bit too into describing this, but this is what I'm seeing for the person. So hopefully this is someone you know or someone whose energy you are able to tune into. We are now going to be looking at how they're viewing you using Oracle and Tarot. So I'm going to go ahead and pull your Oracle cards just to save time, and I will be right back. Okay, I am back now with your Oracle cards, and this is how your person is viewing you. I'll probably put a timestamp in the description box just in case you guys do want to jump to that, or if you guys feel like the energy check-in was a little bit too long. But anyways, I do want to let you know also, if you do feel like this is really resonating with you and it's your reading, I am going to be doing an extended reading where we're going to be looking at how your person, what they want from the connection. Like, what is their biggest hope and dream when it comes to you? Like, what is their intention or what do they want? And then we'll also be looking at what's likely to happen, and then advice from your spirit team. So I'll have that link down below if you guys are feeling called to that reading. So let's get into it though. So this is how your person is viewing you. So we have Vinegar in reverse. We have the Sun. We have Gambler. Lots of green coming through here. Green and yellow and purple. We have Sagittarius. We have the Solar Eclipse Revolution, 7th house. We have the Gallery of Those That Came Before. And we also have the Elephant Animal Oracle. So what's interesting about these Oracle cards is that they feel like they actually resonate or go off of how you view this, how you view them. And it almost feels like this person seems to view you as someone, it may even be that you've shown them the way, or it's like you may be walking a path that they're being called to walk now, or it could be that the way that you existed to this person, it almost feels like they may have underestimated you, or they may have felt superior to you in some kind of a way. There's also people talking like right outside my window right now, so I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I'm going to try to do my best to ignore it. But the way that this person views you is someone who shows the strength that they're missing, honestly. So it's kind of interesting. There's kind of an opposite energy here where with the Sun being here, it feels like you illuminate to this person, I want to say, the way. And so I feel like what's really interesting is we have the Gambler, which is willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you, relying on luck rather than hard work. I feel like they see you as someone who is very unique and walking your own path, and you're exploring and expanding with Sagittarius here. There's also a lot of fire energy. So you guys may have Sagittarius, Leo, Aries in your chart somewhere. You don't have to, but sometimes we just embody one of the elements in a certain time period. Like for me, sometimes I'm working on energy around that would really resonate with earth energy. So if that came through in readings for me, that would make sense, even though earth isn't in my top 3. So just saying. But what's really interesting is the concept I was trying to describe in the last reading for what this person seems to have kind of underestimated themselves, or they've overestimated their ego has been inflated. And the solar eclipse talks literally about what happens when we're forced to kind of, when our confidence is taken away by something, or we go through like an ego death. And I want to read it to you guys because I feel like it kind of puts into words what I was trying to say about what I feel like you view this person as needing to go through, or what they are going through. Like it's sort of ego death, but I want to read it because it was very spot on. So it says, this piece navigates the liminal, hazy, dreamy, and sometimes bewildering feelings that arise during solar eclipse phases. There's an invitation here to roll into the void, into the obfuscation of self, even temporarily. So it's like allowing yourself to go into the unknown, which I felt like is how you're viewing this other person or what they're going through. So it says, we may not be able to know what is happening or where we're going, but there is a sense that despite the unknown, everything is okay and we'll get through. It is a space to feel transitionary surrender of the ego and to feel into deeper identity. And so it talks about how we respond. So it says obfuscation of ego and identity, lack of clarity, reason thrown into shadow. It says, though they are difficult, solar eclipses are opportunities for us to align with new narratives, to recognize our need and capacity for continued growth. And what's super interesting is that's what I was kind of saying. It's almost like this person that we were talking about for your pile, like your person, it's like they're going through an experience that's actually showing them their need for more growth, showing them their weaknesses, and showing them where they thought they were super solid. It's like they weren't really. And yeah, and so it says, how do you contend with sudden change? It can trigger a moment of crisis and confusion. We must remember to try to observe the wisdom of this unexpected shift. And so that's what I feel like your person's going through right now. And this relates to how they're viewing you, because it feels like as they're going through this change, it's like they're suddenly getting more awareness into you and your strength and your mode of operation. And so the elephant talks about this wisdom of an honor for the path and the obstacles on the path. And I'm thinking of, I don't want to say it wrong, but it's like Geshe, who's the remover of obstacles, but also the placement of obstacles for our highest good. And so I feel like they kind of resonate, they kind of see you as someone who's tuned into that wisdom of understanding the nature of obstacles and what we must do to remove them is kind of what I'm getting. And so it's like they see you as this person who has a wisdom that they're growing in their appreciation for. And they see you as someone who has been thrown into the unknown and has found your way. And it's like they see you as someone who doesn't just do the same thing as the people that came before you. And so in the way that it's like this person maybe had a template set for them or a foundation that they almost kind of take credit for. And it's like, it's almost reminding me of, it doesn't have to be this exact situation, but it's reminding me of an energy of someone who has a father that created like a company or something. And it's like, they get a high position in that company because their father is that. And it's like, but it's not to say that they don't have skills and they don't work hard. I think this person's actually very hardworking, but it's like, it can't be ignored that there was a lot of foundation and template already there for them. And so a lot of their glory is kind of, it's like someone could have the same amount of skills as them, but if they weren't in that position, they wouldn't have gotten to where they were at. So it's kind of like this person realizing that. And I also feel like with the vinegar card here, this card talks about something where it's something you can't ignore. So it kind of talks about how the taste or smell of vinegar is something that like is sometimes from our past and something that we want to keep forgetting about, or we might want to put a lid on it or like bury it down, but it's something that you can't. And so there's something here where there may be something to do with you where they may have tried to push you away, or like they maybe have tried to like forget what they saw, or they may have been triggered by something about you, and there may have been some truth about you that they saw that challenged their view of themselves. And in order to see your strength, it maybe would have had to diminish their own, or at least share that energy. And so what I'm seeing is it's almost like there's something to do with you that they can't forget about, or something they keep thinking back to in regards to you. It's like they're finding a lot of clarity around you. And as they're confused in their own life situation, and I feel like their life is somewhat in turmoil, it's like they keep coming back to you when they're trying to figure it out, kind of. And it's like you're this expansion of wisdom. They view you as wise, and they're starting to see your wisdom. And I'm even thinking about how like the wise man is humble or something like that. It's like something about wisdom, the differentiation between being wise and being overly confident, but it's like flashy in a way. Like sometimes people are flashy with their knowledge, but I feel like you are not flashy with your knowledge. It's like you just have this wisdom that speaks for itself, and someone could easily miss it. It's also giving me the vibe of almost like a guru. Like I feel like there could be, like, let's say someone has heard like all these amazing things about a certain guru, or like a certain, like the path to enlightenment or something like that. And then the person like travels far to like meet that guru in India or something like that. And then they meet the guru, and the guru is nothing like what they expected. And it's kind of that strangeness where it's like something on the outside maybe doesn't align with what we would view as strength or wisdom. And so I feel like you're kind of that for them as well. And with the 7th house here, this talks about relationships. So I feel like, and Libra energy, which is about justice as well, and balance and truth. And so there's something here where it's like there's something to do with your guys' relationship or connection that they can't, or some justice maybe that they keep being brought to. So it's like they view you as someone who, the more they get confused on their own path, the more you make sense, which is kind of funny. So we're going to get more into it with tarot, but they view you as someone who has an unconventional wisdom that they may be underestimated, but they see the wisdom in it now. And the Sagittarius energy can also be about, is like the philosopher. So they view you as someone who is very expansive and intelligent. Wise, though. It's like non-traditional intelligence. And I just saw 111 on the clock, so a little confirmation. But let's see, how is pile number 1's person viewing them? How's pile number 1's person viewing them? 2 of Pentacles. That's a card about balance and prioritization and making decisions and being in balance as you walk on your path. They view you as someone they view you as an alchemist. I'm also getting with the butterfly here. It's like they see this transformation, or they see the way you grow through life in a way that is balanced. You know, it's like they see you moving in a way that they are meant to move. It's like, I don't know if they know this. This is kind of more coming from spirit, but it's like, it's almost like what they're being pushed into understanding or embodying is something that they see in you. So it's like they see that energy in you that's like that walking the balanced path. And it's like this person sometimes has unrealistic ideas or like ways of going about their life or going about their achievements that they didn't really realize was unbalanced. And the 2 of Pentacles for me also talks about getting really real with yourself about what matters. And I felt like that was something that was coming through in your person's energy, is like this, when you aren't really in touch with the heart space, or you aren't in touch with more intrinsic strengths, it's like you're going to be less equipped to deal with external chaos or external imbalances. It's like they see you create this balanced state as you move forward, and you transform through the need to balance, you know, and the need to prioritize. How is pile number 1's person viewing them? You have the Ace of Swords in reverse. Yeah, again, it's like they didn't have some kind of clarity about you. Or it's like the kind of thing that you only realize that it's like this obvious epiphany about you that they're feeling. What they didn't see. And then we also have the Ouroboros here, or the infinity symbol again. We have the Five of Swords here. We have the Three of Swords. We have the Hermit. And we also have the Ten of Cups coming out. How do they view pile number 1? And then we have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. And then we also have the Six of Cups in the reverse position. Yeah, so there's something here about nostalgia or the past. So for some of you guys, this could be someone that you had more interactions with in the past. But anyways, I also feel that this person views you as someone who's gone through a lot of hardship or had a lot of heartbreak throughout their life. And it's like you've been forced to kind of find your peace and find your way, find your path, despite the pain you've experienced. This person views you as someone who's been through a lot. And it's almost like because of the wounds that you've had, they see that that has actually influenced you into more understanding around what you want to prioritize in your life, like what you want to give your energy to, how you want to move forward. And I feel like this person, for example, maybe felt like people who had gone through certain challenges, or like, let's say that they knew about certain vulnerabilities with people, they may have assumed that that would be someone who would be worse off in life or someone who would be less successful. But it's almost like they see in you how your hardship has actually only made you better able to balance life and better able to understand what matters to you. And so it's kind of this energy where it's like, until you, and this is for me like a broader concept coming through, which is the fact that a lot of times we find our passion through our obstacles or our pain. Or for example, it's like, let's say we had a parent with a substance abuse problem. You know, a lot of those people may become very passionate about helping people with substance abuse problems, or they may just get involved in something in that way. And it's like, we kind of figure out what matters to us through feeling. And it even is getting me this energy where it's like, to be in touch with your emotions means to feel happiness, but it also means to feel pain. And so this person views you as someone who feels the intensity of life, is what I would say, is that they see you as someone who's sensitive, and they may have initially seen that as potential for weakness or more confusion on your path. But it's like, if anything, they're seeing it guide you. And I'm seeing that with the Hermit here. This is that energy where it's like you've learned to rely on yourself. And it's the energy where when all of our support around us or everything has fallen apart, the Hermit energy is about us finding our own guiding light in the darkness. And so they see you as moving towards your happiness. The Ten of Cups here, it's like they see you internally guided towards your happiness. And with the Ace of Swords in reverse, it's like, it's not about logic though. And so this person, there's this auspicious energy about you where it's like, they may even think you don't make sense. It's like, because with the Ace of Swords in reverse, it's like they don't understand the way you move, or like the way you make your decisions, or how you prioritize things. And it's like, like, I don't really get it. It's like, but I see that it's working for them. It's like, for you, it's like they see that it's working for you. And it's like, you may be in a good place now, or you may be moving on to I don't know, you may just be walking your path, and it may just be paying off. And even if others doubt you, or there isn't clarity about where you're going, it's almost like you still move down that path. And I'm seeing that despite the potential negative energies to experience with the Five of Swords here. This can talk about a really combative energy, or this energy of like defeat or win or lose kind of. It's like, it's almost like this person would have expected you to have given up or to fallen in defeat, but instead you've picked yourself back up again and you continue to move. And I feel like with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, it's like they've seen you have your fair share, or like they've seen you maybe fail at something, or maybe you've seen that something wasn't working for you at one point. But it's like they're seeing how that is not stopped you, and that has only taught you more about where you want to move on your path. And I feel like you're someone who just keeps pivoting if something isn't a positive energy. And it's like they've seen how you've overcome this fearful energy of win-lose, where it's like some people can internalize it. Like, so like, let's say you've been through a certain level of experiences. Like, let's say, for example, bullying. Like for me, the Five of Swords could talk about this bullying energy. Like, let's say people are intentionally trying to see you fall down or something like that. And it's like you're being treated poorly by people. That we can internalize that and to feel defeated internally, so we don't even try anymore, or we don't even move on or move forward. Or we can take it out on others, or we can get aggressive towards other people. So it's like, because we were hurt, now we're going to hurt other people, and we're going to be in this win-lose energy. And it's like, instead of that happening, if anything, you've turned it into your own internal guidance. And with the Elephant card too, it's like, it's this energy of wisdom around accepting that an obstacle is there for a reason. And when the obstacle is meant to be removed, that means you're on your path. And so they see you as someone who views pain and obstacles and setbacks as something that is external. And it's almost this energy that what I'm hearing right now is the saying that says, like, you're always internally free. Like, no one can imprison you because you're always inwardly free. So it's like you have this inward freedom that isn't logical to them, that seems to be working for you. And it feels like there's a lot of nostalgia, or it's like they even view you as someone who has a lot from your past that maybe was really difficult for you. And yeah, so they just see you as someone who's been through a lot and someone who keeps moving. Yeah. I'm going to get a sip of water. I'm going to clarify some of them, and then we'll get into the extended. We're going to be looking at what this person is wanting or hoping for from this connection. Why is the Three of Swords here? And how they're viewing them. Yeah, we have the Magician in reverse. It's like they would imagine that this is just a confirmation. So it's essentially confirming that energy where it's like, they almost view pain or scars as something that makes that person unable to create. Or it's like, because the Magician is this energy where you know you have everything you need to be successful or to make something happen. And it's almost like when we go through certain wounds, that can go into this Five of Swords energy where we feel defeated or we feel like we're not able to keep going in some capacity. But it's almost like there's this energy where they see about you where it's like, I don't know where, I don't exactly know how, but I know I'm going to get there. For the Ten of Cups, I know my happiness is out there and I don't doubt it. And even though these things have happened, it doesn't matter. I still never doubt the fact that, and this is how they view you, I still never lose my way. Why is the Two of Pentacles here? We have the Father of Cups in reverse. Why is the Ace of Swords in reverse? Yeah, we have the Temperance and the Eight of Swords. Yeah, and so what's about you that's interesting. And I also want to say that with the King of Cups, it's almost like they would have expected a certain level of pain to cause you to be emotionally unstable or something. It's like they maybe thought that, I don't know, it's almost this energy where, there's a lot of sound outside. I hope it's not too loud, but this person had this bias where they would see people, and it's like if they talked about something bad that happened to them, it's almost like they assumed that person was emotionally weak or was going to be less able to prioritize or be successful, or it's like they saw it as like a weakness or a handicap almost. But what you're showing this person actually is temperance is all about alchemy as well and bringing balance back. What they see through you is that they maybe initially, and maybe it's true that they saw you in a kind of emotionally unwell place, or maybe that's true that something happened around this era or when you knew them, that something put you in an energy that was and sometimes it is temporary, that we are kind of emotionally unwell and we had to take a step back. But it's about understanding the Ouroboros and about understanding that no matter where we are in the journey, as an alchemist, you can take whatever you're going through, whatever energy you have, and turn it into something of value to you. And so yeah, it's almost like this person thought you were going to have a lot of trouble creating or prioritizing things in your life or creating balance because you've been emotionally sensitive or emotionally hurt by something. But the truth is, it's like instead of this putting you in a prison with the Eight of Swords where it's like you're very hurt by this or very concerned, it's almost like you've alchemized it and you've turned it into something that is only actually a strength of yours. And it's like you've shown this, I want to say classiness or like this elegant energy towards navigating challenges and bringing balance to it and moving forward in a way that is just unexpected. I would say it's in a way that goes against this person's biases. It makes us, in order to understand you clearly, this person has to truly rethink what they thought about emotions and people and experiences and people's background and the experiences that they've had and what that means about how they move forward. Why is the Seven of Pentacles here in reverse? With the Daughter of Wands in reverse. Yeah, it's like they would expect that would slow down someone's path. Or it's like, because the Daughter of Wands, it can be the Page of Wands, which can talk about a brand new path opening up. And it talks about a new day, a new path. And they've seen certain, okay, it's getting louder right outside of my window. They've seen maybe a certain path that you walk down not end well for you. And maybe you were very oppressed by it. Maybe you were very held back, but it's like you were just in this cocoon waiting to butterfly. And the central thing is that it's like this energy where it's like they didn't expect you to be able to find your way. They didn't expect you to be able to find clarity. Yeah, strength at the bottom. Literally strength in the Tower. You still, despite like maybe some Tower moments or certain things you've been through, and I feel like this person maybe is going through a Tower moment right now, you've risen. And it's inner strength. Strength talks about internal strength. It's not something that can be given to you. It's something that's developed within. So, yeah. And they may have doubted you too. It's kind of what I'm getting. It's interesting. So that's what I'm seeing for how this person is viewing you. So now we're going to be looking at what this person is hoping for, what their deepest wishes in regards to this connection with you. What do they want? What might their next actions be? And then we are going to get some guidance from your spirit team around this connection. So that's what I have for you guys for the YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate having you guys on the channel and in the community. If you guys want to see more love or guidance readings, I would love for you guys to join the fam and subscribe. And if you guys have an extra second and are able to hit the like button, that goes a long way. And I also love to read your guys' comments, get your guys' feedback. It's really helpful for creators. So thank you guys so much for doing that. And I'm sending you guys lots of love, and I hope to connect with you again sometime soon. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this clear quartz raw crystal with the Light Seers Tarot, and this is going to be your reading where we're looking at how your person is currently viewing you. So before we get into that, we are going to be doing an energy check-in to see who this person is, to help you guys understand whether or not it's the person you came to the reading for, whether or not it's someone else, or it may even be a flip-flop energy where you feel like it's your energy. It's really up to your guys' intuition to figure out whether or not this is a pile that you feel it serves you to listen to. And if it doesn't, I would say definitely don't force it to fit, and see if another pile resonates better with your person or your situation. So let's get into it. So who is this person? We have the starfish. We have the storyteller, viewpoints and control. We have oil of vitriol. We have walking away with anxiety. We have child eternal, determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit, ability to see things with fresh eyes. And we also have death of the deceitful. So the energy I'm picking up on is someone who may have a more naive point of view sometimes in regards to other people. I feel like this is someone who maybe is very impressionable, or they can be easily influenced by other people's stories. So like with the storyteller here, I feel like this is someone who maybe has attracted a lot of people into their life that they believe in, or they see the light in that person. But it could be that there's more deception, or there could be ways in which this person sometimes gets hurt by people. But it's like they don't want to see that part of them sometimes. But with the oil of vitriol being here, either this person is someone that is going through a time period right now where there may just be certain things that they can't ignore, or it's like they're starting to have to become more discerning or more wise in who they allow around them and into their energy and their circle. And it also could be that this person may have a lot of anxiety in general, so they may look to other people's reassurance, and they may sometimes feel dependent on other people for their sense of security or sense of worth, and that may make it difficult for them to address certain issues that are under the surface in certain dynamics or relationships, jobs, anything like that. But with walking away here, it's like what's hard for this person, I think, is walking away when there are red flags, because it's like they easily want to see the positive point of someone, or they want to believe people when they tell them something positive. You know, it's like they kind of don't want to see that, is what I'm getting. And it's like they kind of don't want to lose their innocence in a way. But it feels like there are things around this person that they're needing to see at this time. So hopefully that gives you some clue. I'm going to go into tarot as well. For pile number 1, I spent a little too long on the energy check-in, so I'm trying to be a little bit more concise with this one. But let's see who this person is with some tarot to further confirm. Yeah, I feel like this person has people telling them what they want to hear around them. And it could even be that there are people, there may be other people around this person, this could be you even, that wants to show this person the truth about certain people, or there could just be undeniable truths coming out where it's like this person can't really live in la la land about certain people's situations, or it's like they might have to face their fears. They may be in an era where they're needing to. I just saw the 9 of Pentacles with justice. Yeah. So it's like almost in the concept of how important it is to have our own sense of security and sense of self-worth. It's so important. So we do have the power to walk away from situations that don't serve us. You know, sometimes the motivation for turning a blind eye can be that going on your own or walking away sounds worse than whatever negative trait you're seeing. It's like you just want to see the bright side instead. So who is this person, Spirit, for pile number 2? All right, we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. We have the 10 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, it's like they kind of ignore certain truths about how fertile a certain situation or connection is. It's like they don't want to see the truth about certain relationships or avenues that they're walking down that don't have the potential to truly make them happy. It's like they want to ignore the truth. We have the Knight of Swords in reverse. And I feel like this person has a really hard time taking action and feeling sure about their own intuition. It's almost like, let's say this person has an intuition about something. I feel like they're very easily talked out of or made to doubt their point of view. It's like this person questions themselves a lot, and it's like they avoid taking action in situations because they doubt themselves. We have the Nine of Cups in reverse. Yeah, it's like a lack of clarity around the fact that something isn't a wish fulfillment. Something isn't going to make you happy. It's like it's important to walk away from it to find your happiness. But it's like, so this person seems to not know that something around them is empty or it's not really for them. Seven of Swords in reverse. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles here, which I'm not surprised to see. So it's like this person, there's a level, and the Empress here at the back of the deck. It's like there's a level of self-deceit with the Seven of Swords here. It's like this person doesn't want to see the truth because it's like they don't want to take action that's independent, and they doubt that they themselves on their own are able to take care of themselves, or it's like they don't feel confident standing on their own, or they aren't confident about their own ability. They have like, they question their self-worth with the Empress here also in reverse. And I feel like this person may be someone who allows other people to sit around in their energy that really don't deserve to, or they actually just take from this person. It's like I feel like this person has a lot of energy vampires around them, or wolves in sheep's clothing is what I'm seeing. And there's a sense of denial and a lack of movement that is needed for this person to, it's like a self-betray. This person betrays themselves, and I don't think they're too aware of it though. And so they may just keep the wrong company around, or they may just like not know their worth, or not know that there are people that will be different or treat them differently than they're being treated in this situation. So that's what I'm seeing for your person. Hopefully this brings up some ideas as to who this could be, or what this situation is. I'm going to really quickly cut and pull some cards for how this person views you. And I'll be right back with that. Okay, so I just pulled some cards for how your person is viewing you, the person that we just described, and their viewpoint of view. So we're going to lay out some of the oracle cards, then we'll use tarot again to go more into details. So for how this person is viewing you, we have the Elk. We have Left Out with the Wolves. We have the Spy Master and the Sentinel. So the Spy Master says knowledge and distrust. We have Sentinel, determination and certainty. We have Against Nature. The Seventh Chakra, Archangel Uriel. And then we also have the Virgin, which says maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit, shadow attribute, fear of intimate union. So I'm going to put this here and this here. No, I don't like that. So. Okay, so there is an interesting opposite energy coming through. So I feel like this person views you and likely admires in you a strength that they see that you have that they feel like they lack. So while this person feels maybe very able to be swayed or openly trusting of others, it's like there's this very protective energy that's coming through for you. So they view you as someone who has had to learn to survive without much support. And so they see you as like almost a lone wolf, or someone who's independent, and they actually find a lot of safety. They seek safety and security from you. And they feel like you've gone through certain events in your life that have made you very independent and very strong in yourself. And like you have a lot of clarity about your place in this world. And it's actually really interesting with the Sentinel, determination and certainty. It's almost like the complete opposite of their energy. And they also view you as someone who's extremely wise. It's like they think you see the big picture, and it's almost that energy where they almost feel like you're unbothered, or they feel like you have a way of not getting too invested in things. They feel like you kind of hover situations, or you stay detached. They feel like that you, whereas other people may naturally want someone's approval, or may naturally, what's coming through with this against nature is that we all have certain needs that are just factored into being a human. And it's in our biology that we desire and are attracted to needing social connections, or we want that. It's natural to feel that way. And so with against nature, it's like they kind of see you as having like a really strong ability to not let your emotions or your natural desires have precedence over your actions and the way that you like speak. So they feel like there's this very controlled energy about you. And it does feel like they sometimes think that it borders on the line of avoidance of others, or kind of staying detached so you don't get too vulnerable or intimate with someone. Because we have distrust here. And the Spy Master card talks about how there is importance around seeing the shadow elements of other people, but when we're almost overly vigilant on that, we may sometimes only see like the danger, or we may only see the negatives. And so it can be hard for us to open up and trust. And so I'm kind of getting the shadow attribute of the Virgin, which is fear of intimate union. And so it feels like they feel sometimes like you're somewhat unreachable, or it's like you don't really fully give yourself, or you don't fully invest. And it's because there's this strong independence about you and a lack of a need for belonging and approval. So I think this is something that they find attractive, yet also it's like just an opposite trait of theirs, where like they may be very open to everyone. It's like they feel like you aren't very open, and it may naturally make them want to get closer with you. Or it's kind of one of those feelings where, because this person maybe lacks this sense of independence in themselves, I think they find it attractive about you. And the elk is also the masculine, or the like protector energy. There's a provider protector feeling that you have, and a sense of wisdom and like all knowing that they think you have as well. I think this person puts you a little bit on a pedestal, and they think that you're really strong as well. And they almost like don't understand how you are the way you are, because they can be so influenced by other people, or they may lack self-control sometimes. They feel like you have a lot of self-control too. And they also feel like you see through people really well. Like you see the truth. It's like you're critical of people, but you also are right sometimes, or you have a wariness of overvaluing someone, or it's like you don't put people on a pedestal, you know? And so this person, yeah, we'll get into the tarot to see more, but I just want to close the door in my room. It's bothering me that it's open. Okay, so I also want to let you guys know that there will be an extended reading if you feel like you're resonating with this, where we'll be looking at what your person really wants, or like what their intentions are, what's their desire when it comes to you. We'll also be looking at what their next actions are going to be or what next energy they're going to be in. And then we'll see what your spirit guides have for you, what they want you to know about this person or this situation. I do think for this reading, I think there could be some people here where you may resonate more with the energy check-in. And so because of that, if you feel like this is a flip-flop reading, in the extended, I'm going to do both people. So what does each person want from the connection? So it might be a little bit of a longer one, but I just want to open it up that way in case you feel like you resonate more as the other person. So I hope that makes sense. But for now, we're going to stick to the, we're going to be seeing, I can't remember what, how the starfish, let's say the starfish, because the starfish was the first energy. We're going to see how the starfish is viewing this elk. So hopefully you found yourself in this reading and you found the other person, and just kind of make sure you know that for yourself. So how does pile number 2's person view them? We have the Hangman in reverse. We have the Page of Cups. We have the King of Pentacles. Yeah, that's that sense of security. It's like they really view you as being a foundation, or they feel like you're really secure in your life or very rooted. There's a lot of like paternal energy here as well. We have the Lovers. How does pile number 2's person view them? We have the Eight of Wands in reverse. And the Seven of Swords. Then also the Fool at the bottom of the deck in reverse. Okay, so this person, I'm gonna get a sip of my water, views you as someone who doesn't want to surrender to love. It's almost like they feel like you push love away, and they view you as someone, it's like you don't want to be controlled by the intense emotions that love can bring. They also feel like you might view like emotions and romance and stuff like that as a little bit like childish, or they may even think that you hold yourself back in regards to indulging in romantic energy or indulging in childlike kind of fantasy energy and like moving things forward. They feel like you move really slowly and you have a really grounded earth energy about you. So I'm definitely getting earth signs coming through. So we have Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. And the Hangman is Pisces energy. And I'm seeing that it's almost like they view you as not being super like mystical, in the sense that it's like where Pisces is very emotional and almost lacks boundaries. If anything, the Pisces energy can be so permeable and open to everything, and it can lack boundaries between self and other. They feel like you are closed off to that energy, and you're very cautious when it comes to opening up and sharing your feelings. And with the Seven of Swords, they may even feel like you kind of approach the relationship with them or relationships in general very cautiously. And it's almost like always with a level of almost strategy, or you don't want to show your cards is how they feel about you. They feel like you don't read like an open book, and you don't act on your impulses. That's something I'm really seeing. It's like you kind of hold back your more emotional or childlike impulses, or like you may even like not be super flirty is what I'm getting. It's like, it's almost like the opposite of a really flirty energy, one that's a little bit more serious and grounded. Yeah, with the Fool in reverse here, it's like, it's about not taking risks. And there's also an essence of not being foolish. They view you as someone who doesn't act based on feelings, or doesn't just take risks because you feel drawn to something. It's like you kind of block that energy to stay stable is how they feel. And they even view that you may be secretive about your emotions or about your feelings and that part of yourself. It's like they feel like you keep that very under wraps and it's almost untouchable or unreachable. That's something I'm getting. It's like there's this out of touch energy that, not out of touch, but out of reach. They feel like you won't really open up to them, or they feel that you're like a tough cookie to crack is what I'd want to say. Yeah, let's get some more. And there's a lot of unknowns about you as well with the moon here. It's like they feel like you're mysterious too. So why is the Hangman in reverse, please? We have the Hierophant in reverse. Yeah, they may even view you as non-committal or extremely independent. You know, it's like there's an energy here where they feel like you don't want to have to compromise your own beliefs and value system or your lifestyle for another person. Because the Lovers is also about making decisions in harmony with two opposites. It's like the Lover's energy for me, yeah, it's about taking into account. What I'm seeing here is I'm being shown one time when someone asked me, like, what do you think love is? And this was like in college. And I just remember my response being like, it's when you let someone else be as important to you as you are to yourself. So it's like this selflessness where you almost take on another person's well-being and it matters to you in the same way your well-being matters. And so it's like they view you as someone that doesn't almost want to take on that liability, or may even view it as childish or risky to open up to someone like that. Or not like that, open up to someone in that way. So they feel like you're kind of repressed when it comes to your emotion, not just emotions, but it's like your openness with other people. And it's because you like your independence and sense of stability. Yeah, we have Queen of Cups in reverse. And that's what I'm seeing is that's kind of a confirmation of that energy. And it's like that Pisces energy. And Queen of Cups in reverse for me can be someone who's a little bit emotionally ungrounded or almost feels too much to a point where they may get themselves into trouble, where they're overly enmeshed with other people. It's like there's this fear. So it's like this person feels like you are maybe closed off to more emotional kinds of energies. Why is the Page of Cups here? We have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Why is the Eight of Wands? We have the Five of Swords in reverse. And why is the Seven of Swords here, please? We have the Death in reverse, and then we also have the Three of Wands. So I feel like this person thinks that there's a part of you that hasn't been able to let go of some experience you've had, is almost how I feel. There's a sense of not wanting to push things forward, or maybe not even believing in a happy ending. They almost feel like you're someone that maybe views like the traditional happy, like I'm imagining a rom-com or like a fairy tale kind of movie where it's like everything works out in the end and you build this beautiful family and you have children, you have a dog. It's like the American dream, or like it's almost like they view you as seeing that as naive, or seeing that as something that is kind of foolish to believe in. It's like there's they see you as cynical, and like you don't want to you don't really believe in the expansion of relationships, or you don't believe in the expansion of certain people. It's almost like this energy of everybody stays the same. And so they kind of think that you view people, like there's an energy here of like people don't change, or like you can't trust people. So like don't wait on other people. And so there's a flighty energy that they see about you, where you may run away when there are challenges, or you see a certain sight of something that could be seen as a red flag, and it's like this flighty energy. Then it's like not believing that certain people can change, or not wanting to see the bright side of people. So it's very opposite to the person's energy that we picked up on the beginning. So let's get one more for why is the King of Pentacles here? Yeah, we have the High Priestess in reverse, the Nine of Swords in reverse, and the King of Cups in reverse. It's like this, they view you as someone that doesn't trust their intuition and their feelings. It's like they view you as trusting in the facts and the figures and the things that you can see. And it's like kind of a non-dreamy energy where it's like, why would I risk something? It's like they see you as not wanting to risk your emotions or not wanting to risk trusting in. So for example, there could be a feeling where maybe there is like an intuitive connection between you and this person, and they may feel like you feel that connection too, but you block your intuition about it, or you don't want to, you won't show your cards, you won't show your emotions. And you also don't show, there's just this closed off energy where it's like, you don't share your fears with others. It's like this lack of emotional openness is what I'm seeing. Yeah, the Emperor in reverse. And it's like kind of a controlled, there's this very controlled energy about you that they sense. So yeah. And with against nature, it could even be that it's like, they feel like you really have to almost put in energy to tell yourself, I don't want the normal things that other people want. Like, I don't really trust in love, or I don't trust in the natural flow of things. So it's kind of a energy where maybe, for example, it'd be like, let's say you're getting to an age or something where a lot of other people are starting to get married or something. It's almost like that might be the natural progression of someone's life, and they view you as someone who isn't open to that, or like would try to push that away as much as possible. And again, there's a pessimism that things can change for the better, and a belief that they shouldn't, or that you don't want to be open to the potential that things could shift for the better. So there's a pessimistic attitude that they feel like you have. That's for self-protection, but it's also, they feel that that's where you get a lot of your strength and stability from, is kind of this wall. It's like they feel like you have a lot of walls up, essentially. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing for how they're viewing you. So I am going to take it into the extended now, where we're going to be looking at what each person really wants in this dynamic. So yeah, I already explained it. So we're going to be getting some messages from each person as well. We'll be seeing what action each person is likely to make in the near future. And then we'll be getting guidance for both people from their spirit teams. So if you are interested in that, or you just want to support the channel, I will have that link down below underneath the timestamps. It is a link to Vimeo, so I'm going to take it there, but this is what I have for the YouTube. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here. I really appreciate your presence. And if you want to hear more love and guidance readings, I would love for you to join the community and subscribe so you can see more readings coming up from this channel. And if you guys have an extra second and found this interesting, I would love if you guys are able to hit the like button. If you guys want to leave a comment, I do really appreciate every single comment. So thank you guys so much for leaving your feedback or sharing your story. And I hope to see you guys again in another video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot with the pink quartz or rose quartz point, this is going to be your reading, where we're looking at how your person views you. So before we get into it, we're going to look at who this person is to help you discern whether or not this is your pile, or if it's someone that you feel like you know. So we're going to start off with an energy check-in, and then we will be pulling more oracle cards to see how this person is viewing you. So let's get into it. So we have Servant. We have the 9th house in the reverse position. We have the 3rd chakra, Archangel Chamuel, in the reverse position. We have the Patron, mentorship and finances, and the Merchant, self-worth and trade. We have the Tarantula and the Beaver. And then we have the sheep who wandered and found a different shepherd. So I want to let you guys know as well that I did feel for pile number 2 that a lot of you may resonate with the first energy. And so if that's the case, it may just be that this is a reading that will be done from a reverse perspective. So just use your intuition to figure out whether or not this is your energy or your person's. And if you feel like this is your energy, you can check out another pile and see if it's your person. So you get the reading the way that it's supposed to come out. Of course, I intend for it to be this is your person's energy, but sometimes spirit just changes things up for reasons I don't know. So just be mindful of that. But anyways, let's get into your person's energy. So what I'm picking up on, first off, we have earth energy here. So Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus, and we have fire energy as well, which is Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. But I am getting that I feel like this person displays more characteristics of earth energy. So I feel like this is someone that is very comfortable to be around. Like, this is someone who is a really kind soul, honestly. And I feel like they really get a lot of joy from helping other people. And with the patron, it's like we have mentorship and finances. So this could be someone who is like a manager, a leader in some capacity. It just feels like someone who likes to create a nice, like, homey environment no matter where they are. So even if this person is at work, I feel like they find a way to make the workplace feel like home or to feel very familiar. So I feel like this person's strengths is that they genuinely love to support other people. And I feel like they like to encourage other people to walk their path, essentially, with the tarantula here. It's like, I feel like they help advise people, honestly, and help people understand their worth. It's like they give them the grounding that they need. So I feel like this is someone who's very grounded, and they may have a lot of practical skills, especially when it comes to business. So this could be someone who is in business. And I'm seeing that where this person has a lot of strengths, they may sometimes allow themselves to be taken advantage of. And I feel like they sometimes maybe lack the confidence to maybe call certain people out. So there's kind of a passive energy to them, but they're very knowledgeable and wise at the same time. So there's a lot here coming through about an energy of maybe staying in a comfort zone or staying in a familiar energy. And then there's a message here about being pushed to go out of your comfort zone and to explore, and having the confidence to do that. So I'm either getting that this is someone who helps other people do that, or there's someone who maybe they themselves tend to stay in their comfort zone, or they like to stick to what they know they're good at. And they may end up staying in environments that are maybe draining for them, but they stay because it's familiar. So I'm going to clarify with tarot and see which one it is. Maybe there's two energies here. Could you clarify who pile number 3's person is, please, Spirit? This person genuinely likes to see other people succeed. And I feel like they're very loved and valued by the people around them. I feel like they have a good reputation. They may even... I want to know if this person is the mentor or the person that's being mentored. So this could be a mentor in your life, or... yeah, I'm kind of getting a mentorship energy where, and especially with the shadow attribute, using a lack of money with an excuse to not move forward with your life. There's a lot here about pushing yourself to keep going on your journey and to not get stuck in a rut. So I just want to clarify whether or not it's this person that is more likely to get stuck in a rut, or do they help people that get out of a rut? What is the energy of this person specifically, Spirit? We have the High Priestess. We have the Six of Swords with the Ten of Wands. Yeah, it's like this person takes on a lot of responsibilities. And yeah, with the Six of Swords here, it could be that this person is transitioning away from a lifestyle where they were maybe burnt out or something, but I want to keep getting more. Why is the High Priestess here? We have the Moon. Why is the Six of Swords here? We have the Monarch. Yeah, the Emperor. So I really am getting an Emperor energy here. It feels like a very supportive person who honestly carries a lot of weight for other people. And I do feel like they may help other people move on, or they may help other people transition out of difficult time periods of their life, or they may encourage people to, they may give people structure or advice in order to make the best out of their life. So that could be a career of theirs. That could just be their personality. Like they're a helper. They like to help people build. Yeah, we also have Temperance here. And then the World in reverse. Yeah, I feel like this person helps people overcome fears that they may have, or this may just be someone who's a very like safe space, and they really allow other people to explore their own emotions around them, and they help people honestly gain their power back is what I'm getting. Why is the High Priestess here though? Yeah, the King of Wands and the Nymph of Wands, which is the Page of Wands. So yeah, I'm really seeing that it's like, this is someone who helps people tap into their intuition in order to overcome their fears and to empower themselves in their life, no matter what they're going through, is what I'm seeing. So they maybe help people that are struggling in their life, maybe even struggling with mental health, or I feel like this is someone who is able to ground people. Like for people who maybe have a harder time with their emotions, I feel like this is someone who's very emotionally stable and helpful at giving practical advice to people. So yeah, we have the Six of Cups here. So it's like there's a very familial energy to this person as well. Why is the Moon here? We have Death. Yeah, it's like they help people move on or move through difficult time periods. This person feels like they might be older. Why is the Emperor here? Four of Wands. Yeah, it's like they give that stable home energy to people. Like they help people get the foundational support that they need in order to overcome difficulties and to move on from difficult places. And it's like they maybe help people that are disadvantaged, or they just could be like a cheerleader or a supporter. It's like they really want to see people succeed. And close out difficult chapters with the universe here. It's like, I feel like they help people learn lessons or something like that. Why is the Ten of Wands here? Yeah, Three of Swords in reverse. It's like they help people heal. They help support people. Yeah, the King of Cups here. This person is someone who's maybe been through a lot in their own life as well, and they understand how like lonely the path can be sometimes. So I feel like they really try to give people comfort and support and almost protection to step into their power, honestly. Yeah, and to move forward when they're in a place that feels stuck. So this could be someone in your life that's supportive towards you, or helps you in some capacity. And I'm going to leave it open to you guys. So this could be a romantic interest. This could be someone in your family. This could be a friend, or this could be your own energy. So hopefully at this point you have an idea of who this is. So I'm going to clear out these cards, and then we'll be looking at how this person is viewing you right now. So I'll be right back with that. Okay, so I just pulled these Oracle cards, which is how your person is currently viewing you. And I just wanted to let you know a couple songs that are coming through is Vienna, where it says like, slow down, you crazy child, you can't be everything you want to be before your time. That was like the wrong tune, but that song's coming through. And also Adele, When We Were Young. And so it says like, there's a line that says, let me photograph you in this light in case it's the last time, like, I'll see you or something. So it's kind of like a song that's like nostalgic, thinking back to almost the good old days, or like maybe seeing someone, and this could be someone you've known since you were younger. That's just kind of coming through. Because there's this energy of growing up here, or a sense of this person viewing you over time, or like seeing you in a current phase in your life that you're going through. So I'm going to lay out the cards, and I just want to let you know that for the extended reading, we're going to be looking at what each person desires most when it comes to this connection. So I'm actually going to be looking into both sides of it, just in case you resonate more with one of the energies rather than the other. So we're going to be looking at what each person deeply wants in regards to this connection, or whatever else comes through. And then we'll be looking at what next actions are likely to be taken, or where the energy of the connection is headed. And then we'll be getting advice for both people in this connection from their spirit team. So if you guys do feel like it resonates, you might want to check it out. I'll have it linked down below underneath the timestamps. But for how this person is viewing you, we have resin in reverse. We have the hummingbird. We have restlessness. We have the herald, small regrets and longing. We have feminine in the reverse position. We have the angel of balance also in reverse. And then we have child nature, friendship with animals, communication with nature spirits. Okay, so what's really interesting is I was looking at this resin card, and I thought it was super on point, because in that song with Adele, it's like, let me photograph you in this light in case it's the last time like we'll ever see each other again at the way we are, like the way we still know each other. And so there's a feeling of like you may be going through a transitionary time in your life right now, or you may just be having a difficult time processing the changes of life and moving through difficult eras is kind of what I'm getting for your energy. But I thought this was really interesting. So I want to read you some of the resin cards. So it says, resin is a miraculous material. It offers both stability and transparency. For centuries, sculptors and archivists have used it to capture an object in time and place, preserving it for observation or adoration, which is literally what I was getting about that song. That's literally what it says in the song. So I thought that was super interesting. So it has this energy of wanting to hold on to the past, or not wanting things to change. So it says there may be an aspect of nostalgia at work in the laboratory, and an unwillingness to let go or change. So I feel like this person views you as someone who is trying to figure out who they are. They feel like you're maybe not going through an identity crisis, but they see you as someone who maybe is having a hard time settling into a certain phase in your life, or allowing yourself to accept changes. I feel like you guys are the type of people who feel very sentimental. This is how they view you as well. As they view you as someone who's very caring and sentimental, essentially. Like, I feel like when you love people in your life, like it runs really deep. And I feel like you want to hold on to everything that becomes a part of your story. And there's a feeling here of sometimes maybe getting pulled into lulls, or getting stuck in your own mind. We do have the hummingbird, which is an air sign. So you guys may have Libra, Aquarius, what is the other? I'm thinking of like Virgo, that's obviously not it. My mind is going blank right now. We have a Libra, Aquarius. What's the other? You guys probably, Gemini. So you guys may have some of that in your chart. But I feel like this person views you as someone who maybe tends to really think a lot about the past, or you may overthink situations, and it may you may get into this cycle where you feel a certain way, and then you draw a lot of thoughts from that. It's kind of like rumination energy, where it's like you feel a certain way and then it kind of is a cycle where then you think about it a lot, and then those thoughts become more feelings and those feelings become more thoughts. So I feel like sometimes you may have a hard time grounding yourself or feeling balanced with where you're at in life and where things have changed, and you may feel anxious about your path or where you're going. So this person seems, but they view you in a very, they're not saying this in a bad way. It's they view you with compassion is what I'm seeing. But they do see that you do feel a sense of restlessness about where you're going, what you're meant to be. And I feel like you sometimes may wonder if you had done different things in the past, where you would have ended up now. And so I feel like this person views you as someone who, at your best, you're this very positive, almost like airy, lighthearted energy that is always a pleasure to be around. So I think this person also views you as someone who's very hard on themselves in a way that no one else is actually thinking about them. So you guys may struggle with more critical self-thinking, or just kind of, you may torture yourself sometimes mentally in a way that is kind of self-inflicted. And so I feel like this person views you in a way where sometimes it may be hard for you to feel optimistic and happy when there are certain experiences you've had that are hard to move forward from. And they feel sometimes, and I'm even getting with the angel of balance too, I'm like, what's coming through right now is like a timeline of like the past, the here and now, and the future. And I feel like a lot of times this person views you as kind of restless for the future, or where you're headed, or when you're going to find comfort and stability. Also, maybe sometimes lost in the past. So I feel like this person maybe feels like when you're going through a difficult time period, or like, let's say you maybe made certain decisions that didn't end up going the way you expected, or maybe it brought you down a path that you wouldn't have wanted to go down. And you may really blame yourself, or you may really struggle to kind of accept that this is where you're at with your path, and that everything is okay and it's working for you. And there's almost like this person wants to tell you that, like, things are a lot less bad than you think sometimes, and you're a lot more whole and complete than I think you give yourself credit for. And I feel like sometimes you may struggle with self-care, or struggle to know what you need, and you may be lost in memories or thoughts of the future, and you may sometimes neglect what's going on with you in the present moment, is really what I'm seeing. So I'm going to get some tarot now. It's like this person wants to give you a hug, though, is how I feel. And you guys there's just a very sensitive energy where it's like, I feel like you guys with child nature here, you may really benefit from, I'm kind of getting the energy of someone having like a service dog, or just the fact that animals can be so calming and grounding and supportive to us. I feel like you would work well with animals, or you would work well being in nature. I feel like that'd be something that grounds you. But I feel like when you're left to your own devices, it could sometimes be difficult. And you guys may be the type of people who it's best if you don't self-isolate, but maybe sometimes you fall into patterns that way. I feel like you guys would really benefit. I mean, this is just how they're viewing you as well, so this doesn't even have to be 100% accurate, but I feel like cognitive behavior therapy could be helpful. I mean, I definitely struggle with anxious thinking, or just thoughts that like aren't really helpful to our well-being. And so I feel like I just want to let you know that that definitely is something that can be worked on. And I feel like sometimes you're in less of a bad position than maybe you think it to be. And so I feel like I just want to comfort you and tell you that sometimes it may just be your own thoughts that are making things harder, which is obviously not great to hear, because we don't really always have control over our thoughts. But I'm just saying that I feel like you're a beautiful, amazing, great person. Like, I just feel the need to tell you that, and that you may just be really hard on yourself. Like, you have so many great qualities, and you have contributed to the world already just by being who you are. And I feel like you almost need to hear that you can't mess up. Like, I feel like in life, it's important to remember that we're just learning here, and it's meant to be a creative process where there really are no wrong decisions or bad choices. And so it's less about what our experiences, they don't define us. They just give us information about ourselves and what works for us and what doesn't. And so I feel like it's just important to remember that is what I want to say. So, okay. How does pile number 3's person view them? We have the 3 of Cups. Yeah, and there's this very like light-hearted energy. I feel like you guys are really good friends, or you're just very sentimental about the friend group. Like, I feel like they view you as someone who would be the glue of certain friendships, and you love to just have fun with people, and you love good vibes. Like, you just love positive energy. I feel like when you allow yourself to be more lighthearted and open, I feel like that's when you're at your best. How does pile number 3's person view them? And it's kind of like that rabbit energy as well. And I'm kind of getting the, I'm late for a very important date with the restlessness and the rabbit here. And hummingbirds also like move very quickly. So yeah, you guys may have really fast-paced thoughts as well. We have the devil's energy, okay. How does pile number 3's person view them? We have the sun. We have justice in reverse. So this person views you as someone who has maybe been mistreated by other people as well. They view you as someone who comes in with really good intentions, but you may accidentally get looped into connections where there's an imbalance. And it may be that, I feel like you're a really bright light actually. And you may be like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't feel that way about myself, but I feel like you actually, I feel like other people view you so much more positively than you realize, and you may sometimes accept certain treatment that really isn't fair to you, but you may feel stuck with those relationships, or you may just have a hard time moving away from things that don't make you happy, because I feel like you get very attached. But sometimes I feel like your environment not being nurturing to you, or the connections you have maybe could contribute to your self-worth and how you feel about yourself. And I feel like there's such a need to tell you that the way that people treat you is not a reflection of your worth. We have the World here. How does pile number 3's person view them? We have the 10 of Wands. Yeah, so, and the 5 of Wands at the back of the deck. So I'm really seeing that it's like your person views you as someone who has so much potential, but they sometimes think that you may carry a lot of responsibility, or you may blame yourself for a lot. You may take on responsibility that shouldn't be yours. And I feel like that can put like a damper on the amount of happiness you're able to feel in life. And they also feel like sometimes what holds you, they feel like there's certain things that hold you back that could be just like based on fear patterns in our brain, or our upbringing, that they feel it can be hard for you sometimes to separate yourself from dynamics that can be in that devil's energy. So it could be really addicting, or you could get very like obsessive about certain things and super wrapped up in them. And so it can be hard for you sometimes to separate the situation and just take the lesson from it. They feel sometimes like you may have negative experiences or difficult experiences that can be harder for you to let go, like to put down the burden from it and kind of just take the lesson. And I feel like this person thinks about how you deserve to feel happier, you deserve to take on less weight, and you deserve to not take on like the weight of the world or the weight of the way people treat you. It's like you don't deserve to kind of carry that. And so they view you as someone who can feel very conflicted inside. Like you have this one nature to you that's very lighthearted. And think about with like a hummingbird, they have to be so light in order to move so quickly. And so it's almost like I feel like you can get like gunk on your wings from other situations or other people or your experiences. It's almost like it makes it so you aren't able to fly. And if you aren't able to fly, then you aren't able to get your nectar, and you aren't able to see the positive parts of life. And so it's almost like this person wants to just cut ties that you have with certain things that they feel block your potential. And they feel like if you would be able to kind of cut ties with certain energies, they feel like that would catapult you into so much more happiness. But I feel like you may feel stuck sometimes because it's like even if certain people maybe hurt you, it's like you still love them and you still feel nostalgic about them. Why is Justice in reverse? What does that have to do with? Yeah, with the Chariot in reverse. So freedom. Yeah, it's like this essence of these imbalances in your relationships that or experiences you've had that almost make you feel handicapped or make you feel like you don't really have the will to move forward. Not in such a depressing way, but maybe sometimes you guys do fall in depression. Not everyone has to, but it could just be that like certain experiences that you've had have kind of caused you to doubt your potential for positive forward growth and positive movement forward. And I feel like you may be susceptible to how other people kind of paint you. I feel like certain people in your life may try to keep you small, and it may sometimes kind of work, or it may get to you like what certain people treat you, how they treat you. And they feel like that's something that can block your progress in life. And so there is kind of a mentorship energy here. Or this could just be a friend or a lover that really cares about you. And I feel like this person is close to you because I feel like they know what you've been through, or they know about your experiences. Why is the Devil here? All right, we have the Queen of Cups coming out. We have the Hermit in reverse. We have the King of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like these all are actually resonating, so I'm just going to take them. But they feel like you get very sentimental and so emotionally invested in people that it can be hard for you to pull back with the introspection in the Hermit card. It can be hard for you to get a logical perspective on certain situations, and it may be hard for you to listen to your own voice sometimes. And so I feel like you may get very influenced by other people and their emotional ties on you. Like I feel like you have your emotional strings pulled a lot. And so I wouldn't be surprised if certain people have kind of taken advantage of your caring nature. And I feel like that's got you caught up in certain dynamics that don't really serve you. And because of the emotional aspect of it, I feel like it can kind of block you from seeing some truth and from actually seeing things more objectively and for what they are. Like labeling a spade, labeling something for what it is. You may, like almost for example, if let's say someone said something rude to you and you told your person about that, I feel like they would notice that instead of being upset at that person and being like, why are they like that? Or like, I don't deserve that. You may just feel like, like maybe they're right, like maybe they did say something that was true. Like, yeah, I didn't appreciate it, but like maybe they do, maybe they're right. And it's like, either way, you don't deserve to be treated that way, or you don't deserve that energy, and it isn't true. So a lot of the things I feel like you believe about yourself aren't true. And then with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like sometimes you can get bogged down by certain energies or people or situations, people that have a strong hold on you. So it's hard for you to be open to new opportunities. And so I feel like because you're still attached to certain things, you may have a hard time, seizing opportunities or putting energy into new things, because it's like you have so much energy invested already in certain situations that I feel like are draining you. So this person sees you as someone who can get drained because of being so emotionally open or deep in a way. Why is the 10 of Wands here? Yeah, we have the Lovers. And I feel like you may have kind of a self-sacrificial version of love where you may feel guilty to pull your energy away from people. So this person views you as someone who takes on a lot because you have good intentions. And it's like you just want to do the most loving thing for people, but I feel like you sometimes may not do the most loving thing for yourself. And then you may not end up getting the self-care you need to feel the best you can about yourself. And so you may sometimes even martyr yourself or just put other people's needs and what they want above your own. Why is the Three of Cups here? We have the Revolution, which is the Tower card. Yeah, and so you guys may have experienced painful situations, especially maybe with friends, people you thought were cared about you more, people you gave more benefit of the doubt to. Like, I feel like you've had the rug pulled from underneath you, and I feel like you've been through it enough times where you're maybe at a phase right now in your life where you just feel kind of tired, or just like, why does this always happen to me? It's like, I just have good intentions and I just feel like I kind of get taken advantage of, and it almost just makes me feel like there's something wrong with me. But I feel like that's not the case, but this is how this person kind of sees that you can sometimes internalize things. Why is the Sun here? And then you may wonder why you don't feel happy too. We have the Seven of Wands. Yeah, and so I feel like what this person views you as someone who would really benefit from having more boundaries with people, so you don't take on everyone else's wishes and desires, and then you aren't able to stand up for yourself. Because with the Seven of Wands here, this talks about self-preservation and protecting your energy and protecting your victories in life. And it feels like you sometimes put other people over defending your energy or protecting protecting yourself. And so I feel like this person views you as someone who, like, if you were to become a little bit more self-protective, it's like you would have such a weight lifted off of your shoulders. But instead you may, like, for example, let's say that you had a certain connection with a person and you really love this person and you had such high hopes for the connection and you never saw too much negative in them. But let's say this person like betrayed you. I feel like you would still feel nostalgic love for that person. And so maybe that would allow you to let them come back into your life, or that might, you might like blame yourself for it or something like that, where it's just like definitely not your fault. But I could see how it may be difficult for you to move forward sometimes, just because you have a hard time seeing that other people, that your energy isn't owed to people, and that the responsibility isn't always all yours for your experiences. Other people are responsible too for their own needs and responsible to meet your needs if they want to have a good relationship with you. And so I feel like when it comes to other people, you give people a lot of grace and benefit of the doubt. But when it comes to yourself, you feel that it's kind of your fault. So yeah, I'm kind of seeing that. This is interesting. So I feel like this is someone who really wants to see you prioritize yourself more, and they see what happens to you when that isn't the case. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys. We're going to now go into the extended. So we're going to be looking at what each person really wants for the other and what's likely to happen moving forward in this connection, and then advice for both people from your spirit guide. So I will have that link down below, but this is what I have for the YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate your time. And if you have an extra second, hit the like button if you did find it helpful. That really helps out the channel. And if you would like to share in a comment, I love to read your guys' feedback. So thank you so much for that. And if you want to see more love and guidance readings, I would love for you to join the community through subscribing, so you're able to see future pick a card readings from this channel. But without further ado, I'm sending you guys so much love, and I hope to see you guys again soon.